Smoke curling like ancestors whispering in the skies. Dr. said be in my left ear, saying heal from inside. This ain't no new land, we the ones that try to deny. Before Columbus ever dreamt the ship to steer, we was building mounds, doing rituals with no fear. From Yucatan to Galveston, New Orleans near. That's a triangle of soul, boy, the map been clear. Second lines ain't parades, that's ancestral rights. Tambourines and feathers under full moonlight. We ain't immigrants now, we the original might. Built pyramids and bone flutes before Rome took flight. Top cat said it loud, stop begging for permission. Our culture ain't missing, it's just deep in tradition. We ain't African cause they told us we remember the mission. The land speaks Creole, so food and intuition. We been here through the blood and the drum, through the
big Indian business
and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still near. This our home, not a place we disappear. James singing true through the pain and the tears. Granny sat me down, roll something slow. Said when you puff, give thanks, let the cosmos know. I inhale the jungle, exhale the flow. Spitting stories that the textbook still scared to show. Cigar lit like a torch from ancient rites. Aromas like prayers to the Orishas at night. New Orleans ain't a torch tale, it's black divine. Where the jazz horns bend time and spirits align. Forget Columbus, we was dancing in stars. Trading turquoise, dripping culture in bars. Drums talking codes, spirits moving cars. Look close, the past ain't gone, it's just behind these bars. From Congo Square to Trammy porches, we built this land, no need for endorsements. The Mardi Gras beats ain't just for decor. That's soul armor, homie, we was gods before war. We been here through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still near. This our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the tear. Through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still near. This our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the tears. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still near. This our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the tears.
We getting freaky. No, we ain't trying to do that. Acknowledge to the ancestors, man. I want to say that first and foremost. Acknowledge to the ancestors. Acknowledge to the ancestors. And more acknowledgement to the ancestors. With love, with light, with strength. You hear me? With wholeness. With joy. With healing. You know, and with all the highest divine qualities and attributes that we can accomplish while we here, that they wasn't able to accomplish while they was here. And they accomplished a whole lot. You hear me? Because if truth be told, we ain't doing a tenth of what they was doing, or what the ancestors was doing, or of what the architects was doing, and of what the true and living ascended masters was doing who walked upon the planet. We ain't doing a tenth of what they were doing according to what we was left with. You hear me? Let's just say it like that, you know. So this embodiment is more than just a temporary assignment for soul and spirit refinement to me, and I hope it is to you. You know, I hope it is to you. You know, it's an opportunity for us to discover, if we haven't, what's our spiritual skill set. And we may have more than one. You hear me? And depending on where you at, if you're in the early stages of your journey, I wouldn't advise, if you do know your skill set, spiritually, I wouldn't advise you to share that with anyone, Once again, especially if you're young and your spiritual journey, I wouldn't advise you to share that with anyone, But I just shared what I shared just to spark an activation through the question, for you to know, or for you to seek it out if you don't know, But that's important. More so before 2025, ain't nothing easy about internal work, Ain't nothing easy about internal work. Ain't nothing easy, about shadow work. Ain't nothing easy about spirituality, because of all that come with it. And all that has to go because of it. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. So I'm gonna repeat it. Ain't nothing easy about internal work, shadow work, self-work, self-fitness, self-improvement, whatever you know it as. Being better than you never been. Whatever you know it as. Ain't nothing easy about it because all that come with it. All that's attached to it. When you when you shedding toxicity, when you shedding toxicity, your energy is the evidence. Your energy will be the evidence. Now, it ain't no telling how far the roots may have to grow before we see a tree. Ain't no telling how far your roots may have to grow before you see the evidence. But that don't mean those outside you, the world around you, won't according to the world that's going on within you. And those that's going on within you. If you don't listen, you're going to miss it. See, I speak to these things the way I do because somebody got to be the portal. Somebody got to be the portal to pull forth the generational lineage to a more elevated space. Will it be you? See? And part of that process is shedding toxicity, shedding trauma, you see, shedding generational wounds, shedding generational pain, you see, shedding generational garbage. All that come with it. So that's how I know ain't nothing easy about doing internal work. See? Because we carry what the ancestors passed. You see? And if we ain't purging, purifying, elevating, upgrading, and ascending what was passed on us, guess what we doing? We passing it right on to them babies. You see? We passing it right on to them babies. And even though I was on my spiritual journey when I started to have children, you see, I wasn't fully transformed. So and all the solution that I am, I was also part of the problem. See, I gotta take accountability for my mess. That's why I put in so much work. You see, in this redemption, in this redemption process, because I was part of the problem. So if I was part of the problem, you see, I'm 10 times more the solution and who I am today. You hear me? I don't know who I'm talking to or who need to hear it, you know. Yeah. All them not falling till winter hit. It's 18, 19 degrees out there. We just had snow a couple of days ago. You hear me? but autumn not falling till winter hit. You hear me? That's when we see the death and decay. You know, spiritually, metaphysically, uh, metamorphically. You see, and physically. We see the cycles. We see the seasons through we see the seasons through the cycles through every part of our experience. So that's why we must pay attention to every part of our experience. You know, eh, when we conscious as well as when we unconscious. You hear me? In our consciousness, we need. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. We need to pay attention to every part of our experiences right now. I just came up out of a beautiful class, you know. Shout out to Legendary Talk Cat. Shout out to BCU, as well as shout out to the Cosmic Consciousness and Family and Soul Tribe right here with me. You hear me? Yeah, yeah. I'm feeling good right now, man. And that's a space that we gotta learn how to hold. You know, we hear the term, we hear phrases like you gotta be it, to see it. You know, but that's what that means. Sometimes when you're not seeing what you want to see in your reality, you see, you gotta be it in your vibration. You know, and hold the resonance of what that vibration carry. You see, until you see it collapse in your external reality. You know. Because this embodiment is more than just a temporary assignment for soul and spirit refinement. You hear me? And most don't know it, but your frequency arrived before you did. But if you think you only what you see in the mirror, then what I reflect through the things that I say, you know, may be a bridge for you to cross over, or maybe a trigger, you know. But in whatever you hear through what I say, you know, it's never my intention for it to be a stumbling block. You hear me? It just come out the way that it come by me. You hear me? And it's necessary. You know, it's necessary. You know, it's in most cases the things that we need to hear. You know, that we shy or run. You know, or block ourselves off from, you know. But it's necessary, man, because these shifts occurring, you know. So you know, we need to be in a place of humility, to where we willing, you know, to we willing to no, definitely don't want that. We willing to see things. We willing to see things even if we don't like how it make us feel. We willing to listen to things even if when we don't like how it feel. But when we know that it's better for us, why wouldn't we? It's something wrong. See, it's something wrong with that. And it's not that it's something wrong with that, you know, and our ability to look at that for what it is, it'll show us something that's off track within us. You hear me? Man, we need every lesson that we can get for our energy to pass old identities. And then we gotta hold on to the vision. You know, we gotta hold on. We gotta hold on to the vision that our present energy, you know, is illuminating within us. You know, until we all the way out them old cycles. Till we fully out them old cycles. Cause all of us ain't out the old cycles. We all in different levels of our journey. You know what I'm saying? But depending on where we at, we gotta let them old cycles shift on out. We gotta let them collapse. Cause you don't want to bring nothing old. You see, into your newness. You don't want to bring nothing old into your newness. And self-awareness is important because self-mastery come with it. You can't have self-awareness without stepping into self-mastery, and you definitely can't have self-mastery without self-awareness. So self-accountability is a quality. How willing and how ready are you to hold yourself accountable? How willing and how ready are you how ready and how willing are you to be self-reflective? I don't even think we're in Mercury retrograde no more. My tongue trying to tie up on me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, how willing and ready are you to be self-reflective? How ready and willing are you to be brutally self-honest? You may be wondering why am I asking these questions, and and probably according to the way that they stimulated something inside you. But the answer to that is easy, because I don't have to know you I don't have to know you to know you. As long as I know me. Feel me? So that's where these questions come from. My love language is soul language, and if you're not new, you don't heard me say that before. So whatever I say, everything may not resonate with you, but something will. You hear me? Just depending on where you at in your journey. But in all I say, I mean business, because when it comes to this soul work, I do it for me first. You see, and I do it for me first because my ancestors connected to it. You see, then I do it for me first because what come from me connected to it. You hear me? So somebody got to stand in the gap, the gap for them too, until they can stand in the gap for themselves. Which now we're in a time where we ain't got no other choice but to be able to stand in the gap for ourselves, because we'll cut our spiritual protection off, in the form of other people right here with us, because we don't know who they is, even when they trying to show us who we are. You see, and I'm speaking as the proof of what I'm speaking to. You see, I'm responsible for many people activations that I don't need credit for. I'm responsible for many people activations that I don't need validation for. I'm responsible for many people activations that I don't need applause for. Not because I'm not do it, not because I don't deserve it, not because I'm not worth it. You see, it ain't got nothing to do with me, but everything to do with the people who it apply to. You see, so will it be you? Don't let it be you. Don't let it be you. Feel your feelings, cause what's in your heart What's in your heart not there to tease. What's in your heart not there to tease you. It's there to lead you. You know. So it's a lot of programming that gotta be broken down. They gotta be deconstructed and rebuilt. You know, especially when it comes to how we think about ourselves, how we feel about ourselves. You know, uh, how we feel about the world that we call reality around us. You hear me? And 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 what can we do with those feelings within us to cause a like reflection in the world around us according to how we applicate everything that we know and the tools that we have gathered from all that we know in the work that we do within ourselves. You know, if you one of those people, if you're one of those beings such as myself, that somewhere in your life experiences in this timeline you realize that, you know, you came to align with the most highest and purest part of yourself in this present embodiment, then you're in the right place. You hear me? You're in the right place. Be still. Stand on your divinity. You know, raise your energy in the process. You know, raise your energy in the process. Be conscious of what you give your attention to. Cause what's anything without your attention to it? You know, and then we hear all the time, you know, where you place your attention, your energy follows. So we gotta keep it. We gotta keep track of ourselves. You know, when we maneuver, and it ain't easy. It ain't easy, but it take practice, and it take practice, and it take practice, and you got to do it daily, and you got to do it consistently. You see, and you got to and you got to do it, and you got to be disciplined about doing it daily and consistency. You see, that's the only way you get stronger at it. You see, that's the only way you get better with it. That's the only way it becomes second nature. You know. Yeah. Only way. Stay centered through stay centered through the things designed to break you. Stay centered. Stay centered through the things designed to break you. You know, we ain't get this far by doing it, but in all that we learned, you see, we're able to get further in doing it. You hear me? Thanks for the likes, shares, comments, questions. Peace out, wolves. You know, those of y'all that drop comments in the comment section, I appreciate y'all. And I encourage us to leave a comment. You see, because it help others. Yeah, man, I'm just trying to think. You know, stay true to yourself. Find ways to feel good for no reason at all. Make it a practice. It works. I'm gonna say it in advance. I think it's probably like 5-6 months in. Phase 2 going down in Oklahoma. You hear me? Phase 2 is going down in Oklahoma this year. You hear me? So for anybody who may have wanted to get out to the one in Texas, the first BCU Fade event, you know, it's another one going down in Oklahoma. Keep us posted as I find out more information. Um, and y'all know the slogan. I'm known as Sawu. Be you how you be you. Peace and love, y'all.